let's turn to part 2, supervisory authorities in charge of protecting personal data outside Europe. These are the chapters that we will approach is America, Africa, Australia, and Asia. Chapter 1, America, USA. We have a special organization, is Federal Trade Commission. The legislation in the Privacy Act of 1974, and the missions and power are inform and educate on the importance of personal data and privacy and protect consumers. We have a very specific system for the relation between European Union and USA is the safe harbor. The safe harbor is a cooperation between European Union and USA. The USA have not an adequate protection, and in order to avoid a specific contract, it is possible to use for the company in US the safe harbor legal framework. For that, the US company decide to apply the safe harbor are based on 3 principles. First principle is to decide to apply, and we have a special mention in the GOC website. The company's second principle is to apply the general principles of the Directive 9546, and the third principle is to inform data subject of the right. The idea is to have an adequacy of the protection of the system in US and the European system for the exportation of European personal data. Canada, Quebec, we have a special legislation in Quebec. These are Information Access Commission. It's also an independent public body. The legislation is 1982, and the missions and powers of the independent public body are comply with the Code of Ethics, allow access to public documents, act as mediator, give opinion, and issue authorization. It's not a jurisdiction. Argentina also have an independent public bodies. It is, we are with Argentina an example of legislation with adequation of law. The Personal Data Protection Act of November 2000 is the same that the European Union legal framework. As example, missions and powers are ensure security and control the legality of processing, impose administrative sanction, issue authorization, opinion and deliberation, and draw reports. Adequate level of protection, you say yes. Chapter 2 now, Africa. Africa, we have special organization for Tunisia, Burkina Faso, and Senegal. In that way, we have special legal framework with a supervisory authority, and it's very interesting to compare that organization with the European Union legal framework. Australia is another system. We have an Office of the Federal Privacy Commissioner. We have a special legislation, but the level of protection is not adequate. Let's move on to Chapter 4, Asia. We have 3 states, China, Hong Kong, South Korea. In China, we have now a draft in order to organize a new data protection in China. The draft is based on the Directive 9546, and in 2010, we can export data to China without restriction in application of the new system.